Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Thomas Patrick and welcome into this Weather Impact Alert Day, our first for heat for the summer season. It is June 9th and we're recording this just before the noon hours. Temperatures are already starting to rise quickly. It's going to easily be our hottest day so far of this early summer season. But today is the day that it gets to that point where once we hit 95 degrees and above, it'll be a bit more than just uncomfortable outside. So hopefully everybody will stay cool and safe during this first hot stretch of weather. We can call it a heat wave since our temperatures are well above average. In fact, for this time of year, 95 is actually record-breaking in terms of the heat for the season. Since our last update here on the KREM 2 Plus stream from last Friday, the update we got from the National Weather Service, just to fall in line, is that we have a heat advisory. Also the first of the season issued for the inland Northwest to really highlight just how hot the conditions are. So heat advisories go from noon until 9 p.m. today. So the heat of the afternoon, certainly when we expect to experience the hottest of temperatures. But notice this, for Moses Lake, Grant County, and then out towards the Wenatchee and Chelan areas, this is actually called an extreme heat warning. It is just an elevated criteria for heat alerts. Advisories and warnings usually stack like that, with the advisories being the more mild of the criterias and the warnings being the more serious. For this, that means that high temperatures of 100 degrees and above are actually looking likely for this afternoon. And then one other note before we move on to the rest of the forecast, small change in the terminology from the National Weather Service. No longer is this called an excessive heat warning. It is now an extreme heat warning, just to make it consistent with now our cold weather alerts for the winter time as well. Those are now extreme cold warnings and cold advisories likewise. So a bit more of a simple terminology there. And for us, of course, we internally use this as Weather Impact Alert Days. Again, first for the high heat this season, looking at high temperatures between 95 and 102 degrees throughout most of the inland Northwest for this afternoon. 95 is our baseline for these hot weather alert days for us. Deeper in the summer season, we'll use it when we get multiple days of 95 and above. But with this being the first day that we're this hot, and also this early in the summer season, certainly was noteworthy for this kind of issuance. Main thing here, stay hydrated. If you're just chilling at home, if you got the AC running to keep cool, you're already taking the steps to stay comfortable and just safe for today. But even temperatures as of 11 a.m. have already popped into the 80s for most. But check this out, it's already 93 in Othello, 93 in the Tri-Cities for those warm spots. They are well on their way to triple-digit heat, and here in Spokane, we'll probably end up at about 95 for this afternoon. Here's the high temperatures forecasted for today. There you see it, 95 Spokane, 93 in Coeur d'Alene. The hottest stuff in central Washington. 102 will be the hottest for the inland Northwest between Moses Lake and Grand Coulee, up to about 101 for both Wenatchee and Chelan. The hottest overall will be the Tri-Cities area, so Kennewick, Richland, and Pasco at about 106 degrees. Very, very hot stuff. Now, they normally run hotter than most, especially when you compare it to the inland Northwest proper, but it is just showing you that the heat is absolutely here today, and it does peak for this afternoon. This will be our hottest day of the week, and things will start to ease back from here on out. But it is today and tomorrow. Tuesday will also be in the 90s. Both days I'm forecasting record high temperatures for Spokane. The records are 93 and 90 respectively, forecasting a few degrees above that for both of these days. I will admit 90 for the record is actually pretty low for early June standards, so that was bound to be broken eventually. 93 should be more than good enough to do it, and even at 93 we're forecasting 95 with today being our hottest day. So this is really going to set the stage for the summer season ahead. We're going to get plenty of days at 95 and above, and of course we'll use our weather impact alert days to make sure that you are alerted well beforehand to prepare for these hot weather stretches. But when it comes to the safety aspect here, I like to break this down into three distinct categories. Got to keep yourself safe, keep others safe, and keep your pets safe as well. How to do that? One, drink lots of water. Stay hydrated is the most simple you can do. Basically cools you down from the inside out by replenishing the fluids in your body. And hey, your pets need that as well. Make sure to take breaks with air conditioning, especially if you have to be outside during the heat of the day. Every couple hours, make sure to go in a building that has good air conditioning so that way you can cool off your body as well. If you do that in combination, you're basically cooling yourself out from the outside with the AC and from the inside when you drink water. For others, make sure to just check on your other family members and your neighbors, just to make sure everybody's AC is working, because if the AC or the power goes out, that can be a pretty serious problem. And the number one thing really is to never ever leave kids in cars. Car temperatures can soar when they are parked in the sunlight and in the heat, and it only takes minutes for it to become a pretty dangerous situation. So that's why that is, again, we don't skirt around that. It is dangerous and it can be deadly. This is a good example. 90-degree temperatures outside, and remember, we're going to be about 5 degrees above that. And look what happens to the internal car temperatures on the inside. It only takes about 20, 30, 60 minutes for those temperatures to get to 120, 130, possibly even 140 degrees after an hour. So again, very serious stuff. Never leave kids or pets just in the back seat of a car for a few minutes, because it only takes a couple minutes for that to become a very serious situation. One more thing to note before we wrap things up on this KREM 2 Plus live stream. We do have some fire weather alerts. These are called red flag warnings. This is when the fire danger goes to critical levels. It's always going to be high in the summertime here, so we have to differentiate just high fire danger and extreme or critical fire danger. Usually the wind is going to be the driver of these type of alerts, these red flag warnings. For this case, it is the eastern slopes of the Cascades, so Chelan, Waterville, Wenatchee, through Ellensburg and Yakima, and the Tri-Cities, again in southern Washington, under this type of alert. This is for today, tonight, and Tuesday night. Right during the evening hours, right around sunset, the winds will just increase to about 20 or 25 miles per hour, enough to drive that fire danger up that extra notch. Now, that's not the case for eastern Washington. Our forecasted wind speeds in Spokane, only about 10 miles per hour. So that does not move the needle from high to critical in this case, but it is the first time that we're seeing the red flag warnings issued for the region. So it is something we will very much pass along to you as we get these high fire danger days via either the wind, or in some cases it can be from thunderstorms and dry lightning as well. Checking out our 7-day forecast to wrap things up here. It is today and tomorrow that will be our hottest days. Both days expected to be record highs for Spokane. And as you saw earlier, 100 degrees and higher is in the forecast for areas like Moses Lake, Grand Coulee, Wenatchee, as well as Lewiston. Stay hydrated, stay cool, and stay safe. And we will see you at KREM 2 News at noon. Have a great day, everyone.